Welcome to another episode of Little Talks, your weekly dose of marketing news and insights from Littlefield Agency.
Hey, welcome back to another edition of Little Talks with Littlefield Agency. I am Sam Littlefield, and with me is
Roop,
there it is. Hey, we have I'm going to point to myself here. I can see myself on the screen. This grasshopper logo.
Let's address the
I'd like to address
controversy.
that.
Yeah.
And we were set up. We had of our lovely clients from Grasshopper that are avid listeners and watchers.
Yeah.
That shot us a text saying that the Grasshopper logo was upside down. And that's frickin' blasphemy. And it's Chelsea.
It had
we were
to be.
set up.
It had to be. I will say this, though.
Claudia, was it you?
No, she was
Yeah,
gone.
she's in Spain. Yeah, that's right. Brandon? I don't think you have it in you.
Brandon would go out there. You know what I do like about it, though, is it's a nice test of who's watching.
Yeah. So Trent, that's why we love him.
So thank you, Trent.
Thank you, Trent.
Thank
we
you for
really
that.
do. But however, though, it's just terrible.
We've corrected.
It's
Corrected it.
corrected. If you're not watching, it's good.
We fired those people responsible.
Yeah, actually, hey, look at hey, Roop, start talking and point behind you.
What am I doing?
The crazy lady. Yeah, right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's the culprit.
I need to update that to
She's
a worse
insane.
photo.
Yeah, we need a good one. I actually got a good one for staff meeting tomorrow.
Oh, let's use that.
So, anywho, hey, we hope you guys had a wonderful 4th of July. It was a nice, relaxing weekend. I was in Vail, Colorado. It was 70 degrees and sunny, 50 degrees at night. What are we doing in Tulsa?
Nothing. I didn't go outside.
You didn't go?
No.
It was 100 degrees, man.
I slept most of it. Carrie went to see her sister in Boulder with a friend. So she
hey, we're kind of close. We were kind of close.
Yeah, you were pretty close. So she's out, and I'm left to my own devices, which means eating a lot of things I'm not supposed to and watching TV and
you look
sleeping.
good.
Yeah.
Any good barbecue?
Yeah, I went to my parents on the 4th. A little swimming, a little
nice.
barbecue. But
Hey, you look super tan.
you're so complimentary of my skin tone.
Anyway, we hope it was a great 4th, a safe 4th, most importantly. And it's good to be back. I'll tell you, Roop, I don't know about you, but usually the summertime is chill. Like we're working, of course, but it's usually pretty low key. This is about as busy as I've been in the middle of July. I can't even remember when. Pre-COVID?
Yeah.
We are slammed.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's let up from the winter or spring at all.
I mean, dude, and I know we had a short week last week, but I feel like right around Memorial Day was nice chill second. I don't know, man. It's crazy. How are you feeling?
Well, rested and ready to go back at it. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There's, I'll take that pill and swallow it. Man, okay. I see you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
No, I talked to someone recently, like, man, usually the summer's pretty chill, but gosh, they were feeling pretty busy too on the client side. It's a client of ours over in Arkansas. So anyway, it's good to be back. We're 2.5, 3 weeks away from school starting back up, which is wild. I guess a little bit more than that, but it's all good. And it's, you know what else is good? We have a great topic. I would go as far to say this is my favorite topic of this summer.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. We're going to see how it pans out over this recording.
Yeah, that's okay.
Favorite topic. Let's see how the episode plays.
So topic number 1, Claude, she's back. I love it. Why podcasts are your silver bullet for your B2B content marketing.
Yeah. So we've talked internally about this a lot, and we're producing a couple of podcasts for some clients. We obviously do our own here. And this was probably obvious to everyone else in the world, but it started occurring to us as we've been putting these together.
Really within the last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That content has a lot of different mediums and channels. You've got video, you've got text, you've got, in this case, audio, which is the only way to be in some of these platforms is with audio, right?
Yeah, for
so
sure.
The reason we think that podcasts are silver bullet of B2B marketing content, or content marketing, if you want to say it the other way around, is that it checks every box. You've got a video element if you record it like we do.
Okay.
Throw that up on your YouTubes, your website, clip it up for
Facebook,
social,
Insta,
Reels,
TikTok,
all that
everything.
stuff. So video, check. Run the transcript and get text out of it.
Love it.
Put together a blog with that. Also embed your video, your audio.
So there's
now
your
you've got
SEO play.
Yep. And you've got audio, which gets you on channels you cannot be on otherwise, like Spotify and Apple Podcasts, et cetera, et cetera.
Hey, SoundCloud, baby.
Yes. Shout out for
Still out there.
SoundCloud. Yeah, that's just still kicking. So we thought we'd go through, some of the stats around podcasts as they are currently in 2024, and why they are a legit B2B content play.
Well, and here's what I love about this. Root pulled an awesome MRI Simmons report via Kelly. Thank you for collaborating with her on that. I hugged Kelly last week as she was putting this together. It's damn good stuff.
It's interesting.
So we're going to read some stats here. We're going to some serious ones, some fun ones. I want to start it off with a serious one. Podcasts are now a top channel for B2B, with 43% of B2B decision makers saying that they are using podcasts to get business content.
Yep.
That is powerful, 43%.
That actually ties them with email newsletters, webinars, and social media as the most preferred channel for buyers.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
On par with social media. I mean,
and
that's crazy.
look where podcasts were, and of course, like it's been a thing that's been talked about, a medium that's been talked about for the last couple of years, but boy, in the last year, it's just taken off.
It's got another fun stat, 8.6 annual growth rate, 8.6%. That's pretty big.
That's big. So there are over 500 million podcasts, users, listeners, et cetera, here in 2024. 500 million.
Yeah.
I mean, that is solid. And that's growing almost by 10% year over year.
You want to hear some more fun stats?
Por favor.
Since this part of the podcast, we're convincing you that you need to do it. Don't listen to us. Listen to these fun stats. 30% of American adults, that's 77 million people, listened to a podcast in the last 30 days. 26% listened in the past week. And that listening is up 20% over 20% in the past 3 years. So podcasts have been around a long time, and I always kind of thought, well, they had their day in the sun back in the 2000s, and it's kind of way down. No,
and they're
stronger than ever.
What I love about this: 41% of listeners only need 5 to 20 minutes of an episode to become a regular listener and subscriber to the program.
Yeah, and real quick, what the value of that when you've got a regular subscriber to your program is very similar to when you get an email subscriber in your CRM.
Yes.
Now you have got the tools and the address and the ability to reach out to that audience of listeners or your emails or whatever and get your message to them. Get your branding message to them, get your sales, whatever you want to get out to them.
And I think about it like, look at your company in the B2B space, right? We've had conversations with clients in the past, and they'll be, oh, hey, that social media post that you guys put up, it wasn't selling anything. It's like, well, yeah, that's not the point of social media. It's an awareness
present,
play, right? Yeah, you're present. Podcast is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love about it, the most important thing in the B2B world is establishing credibility and trust. There's no better way to do it. We have people that are now clients that listen to our podcast for 6 months to a year and just getting to know Roop and myself. And we're just 2 people out of a 25-person agency here in Tulsa.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other part of it that
listening and hearing.
But the engagement. So
totally.
Something I don't think I thought of when we started this was that there would be an engagement component, because there's a couple ways to get engagement on a podcast. You can have, like we do or like Jay does, you can have a forum on your site or somewhere associated with your podcast pages on that lets people ask you questions or give you feedback. But beyond that, especially in this B2B space, what we've noticed is just the folks coming in to talk to us about it. Like, hey, even if it's something like Trent telling us, hey, the grasshopper logo's upside down in the background.
Yeah.
That was a touch point that we got to have with, we talk to Trent all the time, but like, that's the kind of thing that came out of the podcast that you wouldn't get otherwise. Like it's really kind of a one-to-one communication in the B2B space where you are able to communicate directly with your clients. And
it's so true. And I mean, if you're a B2B marketer listening to this right now, you most likely are. What we encourage you to do, and what we did over 3.5 years ago, just dive in.
Yeah.
If you want to use us and we can help you out, fantastic. But diving in and just getting things going, there's trial and error. Luckily, we live in the world that you can have an okay product and people might really engage, right? I mean, look, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole entire world is the Founders Podcast. Okay, it's this guy, he reads, so think about the Steve Jobs book, the biography. It's like 600 pages.
I've read that. I read that.
You read it?
Believe it or not, I read that.
Word for word?
Yes.
Anyway, he gives, I'm very proud of you. I'm very impressed. The guy that won't read my exec books that are like 100 pages. Anyway, he gives an hour synopsis, and it's what he's learned, and it's certain quotes. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
I went back to his very first episodes. Oh my God, they were bad. He could barely read passages. And then he's built this dynasty. I mean, the guy's amazing, and he's subscribed to by tens of millions of entrepreneurs. I mean, he engages some really cool and incredible entrepreneurs. So again, that guy started somewhere, probably in his basement, just chilling, doing his thing, and now he's got really good audio quality, et cetera. But like I said, you can hire someone like us. That's fantastic. But we challenge you, go and do it.
Yeah, just sitting down and doing is a big part. By the way, I want to take a minute to point out, you did something that 56, I think, percent's the number. 56% of listeners do when they start engaging with the podcast. They go back and listen from episode 1.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody goes to your blog and reads, if you got 200 articles, goes back to the beginning and reads all 200?
No.
No
freaking way. Oh, that's interesting.
But podcast content's different.
No, that's great. And again, it's an opportunity for your B2B audience to get to know your brand. The thought leadership opportunities are incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we do this. Think about it from a testimonials perspective. You have current customers that are sitting next to you on this podcast and just touting your brand and your product, et cetera. And there have been times where we've had clients on our podcast and they'll nonchalantly give us you're like, oh my gosh, that's a customer testimonial. Yes, we didn't even know idea we were going live and we were just in our own world. Yeah. So again, you go back to your content opportunities from audio to video to et cetera, you could clip a great customer segment and run that on social.
Yeah.
So your 20-minute long video might have 6 or 7 great sound bites that then you can promote, or you can send internally to the sales team. Hey, said dealer or said customer in this part of the country loves this. Congratulations and keep doing a great job. That's awesome. Rah, rah.
And you're probably thinking, I don't have enough stuff to say to run a podcast. How could I have enough topics to get me through a whole year? Well, you don't need enough for a whole year. You can break it down to 12, 10 episode seasons, do 2 or 3 of those, you're good. And by the way, I promise you do have something to say.
Oh, for sure.
Your brand has something to say. You have something to talk about, and we can help you kind of figure those things out.
It's a great point. We have 2 podcast clients right now. They're doing opening season 1 here shortly, and 12 episodes for the season. The content strategy is already set. We collaborate with our clients and do that.
One of them knew exactly what they wanted, which was fantastic, by the way. Knew exactly what they wanted coming in. The other one didn't so much. It was a lot of kind of discussion and kind of talking through it till we found the angle for them.
Whatever works.
But if you're curious about doing this and you're interested in starting one, beyond us trying to convince you, maybe we convinced you today. I hope we did. We have another podcast we've done and another article, another POV at littlefieldagency.com that talks about how to start your own podcast. Learn from our mistakes, I think we called it. So we'll link that up in this one.
Let's include that on the write-up. Yeah. I go back to this, 41% of listeners only need 5 to 20 minutes of an episode to become a regular subscriber. Even if your first couple of episodes are 15 to 20 minutes, that's great. My drive home is 10 minutes. Your drive home's a little shorter.
About 1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute, right? So Roop's not your target audience, but we imagine all of our clients usually have anywhere from a 20 to 40 minute commute. They might be going elsewhere. You might be on a road trip. So again, it's just that quick brand presence and that opportunity to connect to your customer when usually, because guess what? On a road trip, they're not reading a 1,000-word blog post. Again, his content is a part of that. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Let them listen to you and hear from you.
It really does check all boxes. So we're big fans. We think you should be too. And if you're on the fence about it, hopefully we convinced you today. If you have questions, you're always welcome to reach out to us, or again, go to one of the podcast pages on littlefieldagency.com. Scroll to the bottom and you can send us a note in that form.
It's the best thing that you'll ever do. It's the most fun thing that we do every week. I look forward to this. Yeah. Even if I'm in a bad mood, I look forward to the podcast.
You get into bad moods?
No.
I didn't think
but I'm
so.
just saying it's a highlight to my week. Roop and I have gotten very close over the last couple of years in doing this. Brandon and Claude are amazing. So it's a group effort and it's super fun. So we encourage you to give it a try. If you want to chat, reach out to us. And I think that's a wrap for this week. Hope you had a wonderful 4th. We appreciate our listeners as always. And we'll catch you next week. We got John Amatucci is a guest on our podcast next week.
Photographer extraordinaire. We're going to talk about his world and the kind of things he does and how we leverage him for a lot of great work.
Amazing B2B photographer. Yeah. And we can't wait to host John here.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Okay. We'll see you then. Thank you guys.
And that's a wrap. We hope you've enjoyed our little chat and found ways to grow your own marketing strategies. Remember to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and follow us on social media @Littlefield Agency.